The body budget, when rest becomes the most important work. Anyone who knows me knows that I am a doer. I've always been a doer. I create, I manifest, I come up with ideas and implement them. I make plans and follow through on them. I have always been able to count on my energy to sustain me. I've had consistent physical stamina to do what I want to do, follow through on my commitments, say yes to the future with confidence. The only time I wasn't able to live this way was when I had my first breast cancer 18 years ago. I spent much of that year flat on my back in bed. My world shrank and my body had nothing to provide. Getting through major surgery, chemotherapy, and radiation took everything out of me. As my doing nature collapsed, life gained a relaxed clarity it hadn't had before. Everything slowed way down. I entered each moment more fully. I observed. I noticed. I sank into a deeper spiritual state. Future plans, beyond my next chemo infusion, ceased to exist. But then I recovered and gradually began reconstituting my life. A couple of years after my treatment ended, I was back to my old tricks. Once my core energy fully returned, my doing nature reasserted itself. My life once again filled with plans and implementation. I don't mean to say I never relaxed or took time off. I did. But my default mode remained planning and doing. This all happened a long time ago. I'd forgotten the fugue state I was in that year, how almost everything stopped. But now I am remembering. What I am coming to realize, and I don't know whether it's due to cancer, diverticulitis, or just being 69 years old, is that I only have so much energy, and once I spend it, it's gone. I can't proceed with my plans just because I planned them and said I'd show up somewhere. I can't do all the things on my list, and frankly, I don't care. I have to decide what I think is most important to me, and then assess whether I have the energy to do it. I am up against physical and psychic limits that can't be pushed through, that I don't want to push through. Mind over matter is a thing of the past. Each day I have to calculate my energy capacity and my energy usage and make choices from there. Most days I could only do one thing in a day, if that, not 6 things stacked in a row. I have real, tangible limits. If I teach a class, I can't meet a friend or go on a hike in the afternoon. If I play mahjong in the afternoon, I can't play cards in the evening. If I teach 2 writing classes on Zoom on Thursday, which I do, I'd better make Friday a day of rest. There is a hard stop to my energy, and if I push up against those limits or beyond them, I pay a heavy price. My little energy crashes. But more importantly, I sabotage my healing and my recovery. I am learning to value the pillar of rest. I welcome this shift in perspective, but it is so unfamiliar. Yesterday, I wrote to the organizers of the San Miguel Writers' Conference and called my friend Susan Evans, who was going to host me in her beautiful casita, and told them I would not be flying to Mexico next month to teach my sold-out writing workshops. It had become clear to me that making that trip would necessitate pushing way past my energy limits. Of course, when I mentioned breast cancer, everyone was kind and understanding. In a different year, I'd feel disappointed to miss the conference. This year, I only feel relief. I am completely certain this is the right decision. My friend Nancy Gertz calls this equation the body budget. The body budget is simple. Once you use up your resources and your gas tank is empty, you have to refill it before you could do anything else. And my gas tank right now is a lot smaller than it used to be. It takes a lot more rest and downtime to replenish it. My body's limited resources are required to heal from cancer and diverticulitis. Protecting and restoring my energy has to come first. Yesterday, I got an email from my student, Urmila Schmidt-Cohen. Urmila traveled with me to Bali in 2024 and will be joining me to walk the last 100 kilometers of the Camino de Santiago next September. In her message, she invited me to go on a hike. We live near each other, and when she signed up for next fall's pilgrimage, we talked about doing some training hikes together. I wrote back and told her that I wasn't even walking around the block right now, and that my training for next fall's Camino was going to have to wait. She sent back a beautiful message, and here it is. In Ayurveda, an important part of the healing process is swapna, which means something like deep, still, heavy, quiet sleep that supports healing. Glad to hear you're being careful with your energy. We often don't know where the line is until we cross it. Sending good vibes your way and visualizing every cell repairing and revitalizing you as you rest in the deep, warm comfort of sleep. Spring will return soon enough, and you'll stretch out long and strong, like a bear emerging from a beautiful hibernation. Blessings and good wishes, Urmila. I think I'll reread Urmila's message every morning to remind me that rest is king, that my real job right now is to guard my energy and rebuild my health, to not make extra plans or overdo, to stay within my body budget, to not overdraw my account. Anyway, if you would like to join me and Urmila next fall on a writing watercolor pilgrimage on the Camino de Santiago, there are just 3 spaces left, and I'll put the link in the show notes. And remember, every time you click the heart, leave a comment, or share a post, you're making it easier for new readers to discover the writer's journey.